looking for an exciting. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, successors? Y'all, welcome to Speak Your Success in the Morning. Today is Thursday, May 29th, 2025. And y'all already know it's a great day to be alive. Y'all know we can't kick the show off, can't really get the train moving, can't really get the boat paddling down the river without bringing out my co-host. Come on out here, producer Britt. Talk to the people. How you feeling? How you doing?
What's up? I feel like I have not been here forever. Good morning.
Yeah, welcome back to the party. I had to talk about you behind your back a little bit the other
Oh,
day
dang. What'd you say about me,
on the
man?
episode. No, it wasn't nothing bad. I was talking about how you was line dancing and teaching line dancing and doing the family thing. I said y'all got to go to producer Britt page. I said be sure to go to producer Britt on Instagram just so you could check out what she had going on, doing the step and
That's probably where all those
dancing with the
likes
fans.
and everything were coming from. I'm like, wait a minute now. This is a little
Oh,
unusual
okay.
for me. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. The
Yeah.
people coming out. The people coming out. Yeah, I like it.
How you
I
been?
love
How
to
you been?
see it.
I mean, like real life, y'all. Like, how you been? Like for real.
Yeah.
Talking to you. I've not
I mean,
seen
been
you.
cool, been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, raising two boys now. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. Yesterday was actually my son's initial due date. So he was actually supposed to
Oh.
enter the world yesterday, but
Oh.
he's been in the world for about 6 weeks now. He was a
Wow.
preemie. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
we had him in the NICU. So yesterday, Gabby posted a picture because I was let her. I'm like, hey, whenever you're ready to post, just let me know when you
Oh
want to
yeah.
introduce me to the world.
Yeah.
Because after that, I'll take it from there. I'll
I
just
would
post
say,
from
yeah,
there.
you'll
But
post the whole world.
uh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, life been good. Oh, I was excited to tell you this. I
Okay.
took a photography class this past weekend.
Whoa.
I took a photography class. Shout out to Jaron Collins, my dad who's on today with us,
Mhm.
Attorney Jones. We actually hired him for a conference a few years ago where he was the
Okay.
on-site media with video and photo and
Mm-hmm.
different things like that. But it's a different ball game when you get to sit in the seat and be the student. Producer
Right.
Britt, I brought my camera. I'm
Oh
in there.
gosh.
He's
Yeah.
teaching. We taking pictures. We setting
Mm-hmm.
up lighting. He shows us how to edit. I'm like, whoa. Hey, we getting ready over here. We
Oh, for
getting ready over
real?
here. That's all I'm gonna say. That's
So
all
do
I'm
you
gonna
have
say, man.
so do you have more classes to go? Was it just a one-time thing, or how's the
Yeah.
situation? Just
Yeah.
one.
So that was a one
Oh.
that was a one-time workshop, but it was 3 hours. And he
Oh,
taught
you better
over
learn
like
something.
after the he
Yeah.
taught over after the time. Like he over delivered, broke down definitions, made sure we got an understanding,
Mm.
got in a lot of photos. So I went home and now I know like how I can edit and all that
Yeah.
type stuff. So it was a one-off class, but they're doing
Uh-huh.
classes every month. And I'm just excited. I told him, I said, hey, let me know next class. It'd be photography, videography. Let me know what we got going
Yeah.
on. Cause I'm gonna be in the room. I'm being the
Wow.
building.
That's
Yeah, I'm being
exciting.
I'm being a builder. I'm being a
That's
builder.
exciting.
So super cool. Super cool, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even got look. Even got a little
What'd you get?
huh. I got me a
Oh, got your little
yeah,
flash.
look, what's it called think light camera flash. Yeah,
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 it's a
yeah.
flash. Hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now we, get better quality photos with the flash.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Speak your success photos coming soon. Okay. Watch yourself. Need some new
Okay. Hey.
headshots. All right. Need some new
Hey,
headshots.
hey, headshots, wedding photography. We do it all. No, not
Wedding
wedding
photography
photography.
is crazy. No,
No,
wedding
no, no,
photography
no,
is
no.
crazy.
Yeah,
Cause
not
I
wedding
no.
photography. No, we're not there yet.
Yeah,
But
not there
yeah,
yet.
man. So it's been good, man. We've been
Okay.
moving, we've been shaking, and of course, I've been learning a little bit more about AI. We'll probably talk about this a little bit more tomorrow.
We'll
Yeah,
talk
we
about it.
gotta get the show rolling. Gotta get the show
Okay.
rolling.
Well, let's get into it straight from the source. Here we go, y'all.
Straight from the source off the top rope. Okay, y'all. So yesterday, what we were talking about, we're talking about consistency. Okay, we're talking a little bit about consistency, and we were reading the top of this text just yesterday. Hold on, wait, let me pull my scripture. Boom. So today we're gonna be in Second Timothy, and we're gonna be in chapter 4 and gonna read verses 6 through 8. All right. So in Second Timothy, the first thing I want to highlight is this. Mm, excuse me. Hold on. Dad, if you're unmuted, go and mute yourself. But okay, so the first thing I want to highlight today is understanding that one thing that we have to be very intentional and very aware of is that we won't be here forever. Right? We will not be here forever. And the reason why that is the reason why that is relevant and the reason why that matters. I'm not sure if you got that too, producer Britt. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. I'm not sure if that's on my end. But we have to understand, y'all, we won't be here forever. Okay. And understanding that we won't be here forever. One of the biggest things that we need to know and understand is that we need to have a succession plan in place. Okay. And what is the succession plan, John? So Paul is talking to Timothy, and in our text right here, producer Britt, I'm seeing Proverbs on the screen. Can you hit us with Second Timothy 4, 6 through 8? So what's taking place here is that um, Paul is getting to the end of his time on this earth, right? But he understands that he can't do this forever. And he understands that if he doesn't share what he needs to share, and he doesn't really dig into what needs to take place and what needs to happen in terms of teaching Timothy, then it won't move forward and won't progress forward. Okay, so in Second Timothy chapter 4, I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, "For I have already been poured out as a drink offering, and my time of departure has come." Right? Paul, no, he's saying, I can't be here forever. I won't be here forever. Hey, things are moving, things are shaking. "I have fought the good fight. I have finished the course. I have kept the faith. In the future, there is reserved for me in the future there is reserved for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but also to all who have loved his appearings." What we need to know here, like I said before, we need to identify people around us, right? If we are at a certain level, not if, we're all at a certain level in our faith walk and our faith journey, but we know that we can't do this journey alone. Right? We know that through the Bible, there's many references, and Jesus is the greatest example of showing us what community looks like. And Jesus's example is discipleship. So that's a life on life model, right? So that's going through life, doing it with others, right? To make sure that not only that we progress, they progress, but ultimately the gospel progresses overall. So here in the text, it says, "I have fought the good fight. I have finished the course." So Paul's saying, "Hey, I'm a little older now. Okay, I can't be as active as I once was. Right? I can't be in the streets ministering like I once did. I can't hop on a plane and go do a mission trip. I can't go from here and go over there like I used to do. But I've kept the faith." Right? But in the future, he's saying what's already reserved for him. He's telling Timothy, he's forecasting to Timothy what he's going on to and what's set up for him later on as he gets called up to heaven. But now the challenge that we have to know and understand and accept is that if we're still on this earth, that God still has some work for us to do, right? If we're still here and we're still present, then that means that there is some expectation that's still required of us during our time. So, knowing and understanding that, the first thing that we must do, we must ask ourselves, have we exerted or have we inserted ourselves in a way to where we can be like Paul and say, I've been poured out like a drink offering, right? Paul saying my life has been poured out. Paul was beaten for the gospel. Paul was bruised for the gospel. Paul was going at it so much. It was as if he was trying to make up for lost time because he was on the other side at one point, right? So he was one of the bad guys. And then he converted over. And then he was trying to win more souls because of how he felt that he did on the other side. So now the question becomes for us, what is the work that God has called us to do? Right? Yesterday, I talked about consistency. But now I want to talk just for a second about your calling. What sector are you called to fight the good fight? What sector are you called to where you know and you just know that it's on your heart? You have a gift for this, you have a passion for this, but in this specific sector, after you do this work day after day after day, you're drained. But then when you go to sleep and you wake up the next day, you're still excited to get back in that seat and do that thing again. What is that sector for you? All right. So we want to identify that. That's my challenge for you today. Where is your location? Is it marketplace ministry? Right? Is it God has given you a purpose to do nonprofit? Like, what does that look like for you? And the second part of that is, who's your successor? Who is your successor? Y'all know every time we start the show, I say, what's going on, successors? And the reason why I say that is because at the end of the day, each and every one of you all out there who's listening to the show, listening to the broadcast, I know that God has equipped you just like he's equipped me, producer Britt, attorney Fred, and everybody else that comes to this platform with a gift, with the space, with the place to operate in. And I call you a successor because I know at any given day, you can be called to do higher, to do more, to go further, maybe than us on the show here or anybody else. It's not about comparison. But the thing is, we want to make sure that we identify somebody in the space, in the place that we can bring alongside of us, that we can usher alongside of us, so that when the time comes, we don't have to hurry up and try to get ready because we have somebody next to us, lock arms, doing this work in this fight. So, y'all, remember that. Remember that today. Identify where is the place that you've been called to where you can be poured out like a drink offering, to where you're energized and excited about serving. And then also, who are you bringing with you? Family, I'm Jonathan Jones. This has been Straight from the Source. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with more Speaker Success in the Morning. Looking for an exciting workout that's not only fun but makes you feel alive? It's time to step up your fitness. Extreme Hip Hop with Treese, that's your answer. This isn't your typical workout. Extreme Hip Hop with Treese is an energizing step workout that combines simple moves with fresh beats, both old and new, creating an atmosphere that makes fitness exciting. With a focus on all elements of fitness, cardio, muscular conditioning, flexibility, and balance, you're guaranteed to burn calories and get addicted to the energy. Extreme becomes your safe space, which is a welcome environment where everyone is accepted. It's where you can let go of those worries of the world and focus on getting healthy. Ready to get energized? Join Extreme Hip Hop with Treese today. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, family? We are 13 minutes after the hour. It's Speak Your Success in the Morning, y'all. And we're your favorite morning show. Why? Because we're here every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Central Standard to 7 a.m. Central Standard. But we're here, y'all, to bring y'all information, to make sure that you're informed, to make sure that ultimately you learn something from the show and you can go out and you can share that with somebody else and then continue. Yeah, to close this education gap, right? Continue to close this wealth gap, but most importantly, just to make sure that we can continue to progress as people and move forward. Producer Britt, come on back out. Come
What's
on back
up?
out,
What's up?
man. It feel good back. It feel good to be back,
It
Producer
does feel
Britt.
good to be
It feel good to
back.
be back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's almost like we was on like a, I don't know, like a bye week or,
Bye week for sure. Speaking of bye
yeah.
weeks, what's
Hmm.
going on with those playoffs? Anthony
Oh
Edwards,
my
he
goodness.
out, man.
Oh man, say Shy showed up and Shy showed out. You don't hear Shy talk too much, but when you
Hmm.
do hear him say stuff, it's like very intentional. Because I was watching a clip from Patrick Beverly, and
Hmm.
Patrick Beverly was at the game. He had on the Anthony Edwards jersey, and then he was like, "Hey, Shy came up to him. He was like, 'Hey, what's up, OG?' He was like, 'Hey, what's up?' He said, 'Man, it's all love.' He said, 'I can't even dap you up with that jersey on,' and he was like,
Ugh,
'Ooh.' Oh, and then Patrick
man.
Beverly was like, I like that though. Cause
Right.
that's you gotta have that mindset and you gotta have that mind frame that,
Hmm.
if you with the other guys, we not gonna talk to you like that. So yeah,
Exactly.
Shy showed up. Shy showed up, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
OKC in the
It was
finals.
One
What are we
one
talking
twenty
about?
124 to 94. Julius Randle had 24. Edwards had 19. That's very unlike him. So they had
Mm.
some defense was on game yesterday for sure.
Yeah, but it's been
Shy
it's
had
been wild.
34. Wow. Okay.
It's been wild. He is consistent though. Like he is
He really is.
consistently consistent, and I mean Anthony Edwards is it's kind of like when the presidential elections was happening. Is everybody's like, oh no, how can Trump be the president of America? Everybody's like, this is what America actually looks like.
Right.
Like that's the same for the league with Anthony Edwards. Like this is what the league looks like, but Shy is really the face of the league. Like he's the one who should be the face of the league, and
Okay,
he.
so speaking of
Uh
face of the league, they were I got a post and it said, to be the face of the league, you have to be a family man. And so maybe that's why
Mm.
Anthony Edwards is not going to be the face of the league because he got
Oh God.
16 baby
Oh,
mamas and already
oh
got
God.
whoever knows how many kids.
Lord
Because
have
they said if you
mercy.
go down the roster, if you go down the roster of like who's been the face of the league, they've all been family men.
Makes sense. LeBron,
Magic
Steph.
Johnson.
Oh, you going back.
Yeah, because that's where they started. They started back then.
Oh, you going
They said
back. Okay, go talk
they
about it.
said Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, um,
Michael Jordan as a
LeBron.
family man? Michael Jordan as a family man
Okay,
is crazy.
okay.
Michael
My
Jordan as a family man is crazy, okay?
my uncle said that, but I was like, well, he was in the league. He was married with kids.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah, he
Yeah.
might not have been the most excited father, and you
Anthony
know,
is giving Anthony Edwards. Is giving and so I'm about to pivot. We can
well,
come
he
right
ain't
back.
got more than one baby mama though.
Uh-oh, I'm
He
not
had a
going there. So look.
wife. I mean, that's what they mean.
So look,
LeBron been with Savannah since high school. Just saying.
slight
Go ahead.
pivot, but we're gonna come right back. So I was watching the
Pivot,
Brett
pivoting.
Favre. I was watching the Brett Favre Untold documentary.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. Yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes.
goodness!
Oh my God, I
So
can only
a
imagine.
small piece of the clip. One of the reporters was like, "Hey, we want you to do this piece on Brett Favre as a family man." The guy was like, "Ha ha ha, that's funny, but I don't write fiction." I said, "Oh no, yes."
Oh
Yeah, producer Britt.
no.
I didn't know Brett was out here like that. Like
I mean,
for the streets.
hey,
For the
he over
streets.
here doing white collar crimes. So
Man, say man, and still ain't got charged. That boy is just
he still hasn't been charged. I mean, I haven't
oh my
watched
god.
it.
Closed hand, open fist. Boy is taking handfuls of money from the state of Mississippi that is struggling from their welfare
Yeah,
fund.
the
I'm sorry,
welfare.
anybody, if
Yeah.
you ain't seen that yet. If you ain't, my man getting the commercials, but take I'm gonna say this part. They said at the end of the day, the main reason why he wanted to take X amount of money from whatever company it was to put up a volleyball stadium for the
Yeah,
team that
for
his
the team,
daughter
his
was
daughter. Mm-hmm.
playing for. That's crazy.
Yeah, I
What?
read that. Yeah, I read about
What?
that.
What
That's
are we talking
crazy.
about?
Yeah.
What are we really talking? So man, yeah, that untold. So I sat there and watched that. I was like, man, wow. And
Yeah,
people really admired this man.
that's white
Yeah.
people being white for real. That's
Oh,
crazy.
oh,
Cause
oh.
you cannot do stuff like that.
I
We did
mean,
that.
well,
We right to jail. Straight to jail.
no, yeah, nobody's supposed to do stuff like that. But yeah, you're right though. It's sad. Like watching it, I was like, dang, it's crazy because these super and Michael Vick was in the documentary. He played a very small role in the documentary, but he was in the documentary and he was like, yeah, at the end of it, like, when you're superstar, when you're a football player, you walk in the room, everybody want to be by you, everybody want to take a picture with you,
Mm.
everybody want to call you,
Oh, I saw
all
that. I
this
saw that
stuff.
clip. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all this stuff, but like at the end of the day, like it gets you off the hook. Britt, they were leaving litigation and people got shirts and jerseys for him to sign.
And they
The
they put
one
him
of the
at stake
dudes,
in jail.
one of the judges sitting up like on the bench, he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Hey, Britt, you're one of our favorite football players." What?
He needs to
What are you
be in
doing?
prison.
You sitting there telling this man this, and you supposed to come on, man. Yeah, it was wild to see.
Wow. So at the end
It
of the
was extremely wild to
documentary,
see.
is there anything moving forward or just ended?
No, it ended. Brett Favre refused to comment on the documentary. That there was a young lady who was like, "Hey, he was making advances at me, and she never gave in. Kudos to her." But due to her past, because she posed for Maximum, and then she also was in Playboy, so they were able to like kind of discredit her based on her
That's kind of
history.
messed up. Just because you post
It
for a picture
is.
don't mean nothing didn't happen
It
to
is
you.
messed, and Jamil Hill was in the documentary. She was talking about. She was
Oh,
like, "Yeah, he ruined her career because she was trying to work up through the ranks, and she was trying to be like sports reporter, and she was getting headway. But then at the end of the season, they canceled old girl's show, and I was like, dang,
well, like I said
hey man,
before, yeah.
that entitlement is real, man, and
Entitlement is real.
in America, only in America, man. You just
Do
based
whatever.
on it's a popularity contest, just like in middle school when they used to do the presidential elections.
Yeah.
And people didn't they voted for who they knew. They didn't vote for what they were
Yeah.
going to help us with.
What they're
Going to
gonna
change the
help them
lunch
with.
menu.
Yeah.
Nah, nah. I'm gonna vote for Brittany because that's my friend. What does she stand
Exactly.
for? I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I just like her
I don't know.
shoes.
I
What?
don't-
That's what we talking about. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, man, okay.
Okay, so I was watching. Oh, I watched half a movie last night. Um, I was watching this movie, and it was about. I don't know if you know, like the start of ESPN, the Getty family. Do you know about them?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so before we get into our law talk, really quick, um, the Getty family, they are an oil family. The grandfather was super rich, what have you, la 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 la. And
Mm-hmm.
then he had 14 grandkids. Now I ain't finished the movie, so I can't tell you everything. But he had 14 grandkids, and one of the grandkids got kidnapped. And so
Mm.
that yeah, we got kidnapped. And so the ransom was like $17 million. And then like the movie was talking about, pay it, pay it, pay it, pay it, pay it. And the grandpa was like, why would I pay it? I have 14 grandkids.
Oh, that is true. You pay that, then it's only going up on the next one.
Right. So like exactly. And
Mm.
then but it's also like, well, I got 14 of them things. Like, hey, he got kidnapped. He got kidnapped. There's a way. We'll get him back some type of way. But my reason of saying that is because like their family funded ESPN, like the
Mm.
backing of like how it started.
Mm-hmm.
Um but my dang, I forgot my point that quick. Okay. So what I really wanted to say is that Getty Images, when they be like, check the get
Oh, that's them? Oh, wow. Mm. I
family
was
worth
today
$5.4 billion.
I was today years old when I
I was
learned
yesterday years old when I found out. I was like,
about Getty
Getty.
Images.
I was like,
Wow.
Getty. I was like,
Mm,
I don't know, nothing about
say.
because in the movie they show, it puts it on there. Not the Getty Images, but he built the first. He got this oil from Middle East, and then he built the boat to ship the oil, and then like it was like the first of its kind to do so, and then when I saw the Getty, I was like, Getty Images and like Getty Images family and all this stuff,
Mm,
go down a
mm,
rabbit
mm.
hole on Google.
Man,
They are the people behind Getty Images.
these media conglomerates, producer Britt, they be
It's
out here.
insane.
They
And they
be
all
out
start in
here.
oil. They all start in oil. They all start in oil. The oil money,
Say
that's different.
they dominate one industry, pivot and dominate another. That's crazy. Golly.
So
Okay.
crazy. So
Okay.
crazy. So crazy. So that was just a little tidbit. Um, but let's take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we will be having our law talk with attorney Fred Jones. So stay locked in, y'all. We'll be right back with more speaker success in the morning.
Do you want to feel confident in your skin every day? Introducing Skin Rituals, a luxury home based skin studio that specializes in hyperpigmentation, acne, and personalized treatments for every skin type. Owned by solo esthetician and registered nurse Courtney Durham, Skin Rituals is all about curating facial treatments designed just for you. Hydrate, brighten, nourish, and soothe your skin with expert care and cutting edge techniques that promote natural healing. Whether you're looking for a relaxing facial or a transformative chemical peel, Skin Rituals offers results driven treatment tailored to your needs. With over 7 years of experience, Courtney's goal is to help you safely achieve the healthy skin that you deserve. At Skin Rituals, we believe that taking care of your skin is an investment in your confidence. Book your appointment today and leave every session feeling grateful for the choice that you made to take care of yourself. Skin Rituals, because your skin deserves the very best. All right, family. Welcome back to Speak Your Success in the Morning. We are 25 minutes after the hour. I hope you're having a great morning so far. I hope this morning has woke you up with new mercies, just as the good Lord did, because we here, y'all. We here. So today is Thursday, May 29th, like I said. And y'all, we're about to get ready to dive into Law Talk with Attorney Jones. This is one of my favorite days of the week. Every day is my favorite day of the week, honestly. But this is one of my favorite days of the week because very rarely do you get to do life with people that you love and that you rock with. So, man, Attorney Jones, welcome back, sir, to Speak Your Success in the Morning. Glad to have you as always.
Good to be here. Good to see both of you.
Good morning. Good
Happy
morning.
Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. So yeah, so producer Britt, this isn't what you saw scrolling, but I mean, I know you have a good pulse on what's happening with the news. So what we got up first, producer
Well,
Britt?
I'll
What
be
we talking about here?
honest. I will be honest. I've just got back off vacation with my family. So, like I was telling y'all off camera, I don't have a lot of news in me. I have to gotta recharge up on my news. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
gotta recharge
Get
up
back
on
in
my
get back
news.
in the flow.
Yeah, I gotta get back in the flow. But I did find some interesting things. In my opinion, I didn't really see a lot. It's really just case after case. The Diddy case is going on, and we have
Mm-hmm.
DEI updates, and we have tariff updates every single day. But I found this Walmart and Target story. We know that Target has been seeing the blowback of the community standing on 10 toes down with the DEI and all that good stuff. So, la 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 la. Here we go. So this article right here is describing how companies are warning investors about the growing risk of consumer boycotts related to diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) and also ESG initiatives. Companies are facing pressure from both sides of the aisle, and consumers demanding action on social issues, and investors demanding transparency and accountability. So, Dr. Fred Jones, can you talk to us about this article?
Yeah, it's very important. Boycotts are more than just people. It's people's pockets,
Mm-hmm.
and so people vote with their feet and they vote with their finances. So when companies take a position on a social or political issue, then the company has to be prepared for the consequences of that. And when something like DEI, this issue touches people emotionally, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so if a company has previously taken a stand and they decide to roll back on a stance that they've taken to impact a certain segment of people,
Mm-hmm.
then they should not be surprised when lawsuits roll in. And the reason for that is people who thought that they were going to be at the table or a part of something that was going to benefit them are no longer there. And when that is taken away, then people often turn to the courts. And that is exactly what's happening in the state of Florida. Florida's attorney general has filed a lawsuit or is in the process of filing a lawsuit as it relates to Walmart and their DEI policies. So this is huge. And another thing is this whole boycott piece is affecting investors. If investors are not being warned or told that a company is going to take a different stance
Uh huh.
as it
Mm.
relates to a large segment of their buyers, then the investors are being caught off guard, and this is causing some alarm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
investors, and that gets into the market, correct?
That is correct. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
When shoppers talk with their
Ooh.
wallets, Wall Street listens.
That is true. Jonathan, you got
Mm.
anything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about really what he said on the tail end is just really understanding that, like, yeah, when they sat at these investor meetings and different things like that, they had one understanding, but
Mm-hmm.
now not being aware that, hey, okay, we're doing these rollbacks, this is affecting everybody who's connected, and
Right.
and even something else I saw online, producer Britt, was that this in regards to Target, this has been something to where as the boycott took place, from my understanding from the articles that I've read prior to this, is
Mm-hmm.
that the DEI agreement was set to roll back in 2025. Period. Right? Not necessarily that they were taking a step back or a stance back due to current events or things that's been going on in society. It's just that was the time, right?
Right.
So that was the time, or that was the term, and now Target is still suffering for that. If that be the case, or if it not be, we won't know until we hear more from the Target camp on that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I still haven't been shopping at
Yeah.
Target. Oh, what you got, Dr. Jones?
Yeah. Say something, you're going to lose customers.
Mm-hmm.
Say nothing, you're going to lose customers. Welcome to business in 2025.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
That's true, because I mean that's one of those things, just like with Chick-fil-A, right? When everything was coming out with like what's their stance on the LGBTQ plus, what's their stance, and then they're like, we're still standing on what we're standing on. There's a few people that were upset, but
Yeah,
then
they
Chick-fil-A
stand on
just
that.
stood on what they stood on, and then the people who have been backing Chick-fil-A and supporting Chick-fil-A, they continue to go through the drive-through.
Mm-hmm.
They continue to get that chicken sandwich. So hey, it just is what it is. You have to stand on what you believe on, and stay on those morals.
Yep. Understood. Understood. Okay. Uh-oh, not the ad. Okay, so moving right along, speaking about DEI, going into someone that's standing 10 toes down, like we were just saying about Chick-fil-A. So AT&T stands on its DEI initiative, um, amidst a potential merger with Lumen Technologies. The company's CEO, John Stakely, emphasizes that AT&T has always prioritized merit based on progression and does not plan to roll back its DEI policies. Passing it to you, Dr. Jones. Can you give us some insight on this?
Sometimes it's not what you say,
Mm-hmm.
it's how you say it.
Okay.
AT&T basically have taken the same position, but they've managed the press better. AT&T have made tweaks. They've changed their tone without changing the tenets of what they truly believed in or what they're standing for. And so when you can control the narrative and get ahead of the conversation out there, you're going to put your company in a better light. You're going to be in a better light. So AT&T has is holding its ground here, but
Yeah.
they did make some tweaks and make some changes to make their position a bit more palatable.
Well, that's good. Nice and smart. Jonathan?
Yeah, so just looking at the article, one of the first things that pops out, it said, I just had it. It said da 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 da. It said we don't have anything to roll back. It said, while speaking to Yahoo Finance about the merger, AT&T's CEO John Stakely said, while he does not want to prostic, pro, prognosticate on the future, and
Mm-hmm.
despite the merger needing approval from Trump's administration, we don't have anything to roll back. Wow. So just hearing that, and Dad, even to your point, like the temperament
Oh,
of the
can I
conversation.
continue that? Our policies and our approach at AT&T have always been that we progress people on merit, that any employee that comes to work here should have an
Hmm.
opportunity to grow their career, work on their building their skills, and have an opportunity to succeed and earn a living, he explained. Okay, Jonathan,
Hmm.
go ahead, continue.
Well, no, no, no. I mean, to like just to your point, but like it's the temperament and it's the conversation,
Mm,
because we still what have we heard from Target?
nothing.
We still have heard nothing from Target. But
That's
at the same
crazy.
time, that is pretty wild as they're like currently bleeding out. Like
Yeah.
they're losing money by the day, and
Mm-hmm.
it's clearly visible. But here
Right.
with the AT&T CEO, he's saying, "Well, hey, look, this is what I'm saying. This is what we're doing. This is what we've been doing, and this is what we're going to stand on." So seeing that temperament, it makes it easier to want to do business with somebody like that
Mm-hmm.
versus somebody who's like, "No, I'm holding on my chips. I'm holding on my cards,
Yeah.
and y'all just gonna have to make me fold." And Target right now, y'all are folding up like a lawn chair, baby. Y'all folding up.
Yeah, at AT&T, they changed their chief diversity officer's role. They renamed that role, and they
Mm.
canceled some of their LGBTQ events. So
Mm-hmm.
some of these slight tweaks and slight adjustments
Mm-hmm.
can have major impact.
Nice. Yeah, because as you say that, no one heard about the shift of the roles and the shift of
Mhm.
the events and things like that. So, that's
Exactly.
interesting. Interesting.
Hmm.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah. Okay. Jonathan, Larry Hoover.
Man, Larry
Big up,
Hoover,
big
producer
big
Britt.
Larry Hoover.
We've heard this name so often. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you open up the article. I'll let you open up the article. But I
Oh
mean,
no. Okay, yeah. I was trying not to have. I don't know why
okay.
Elon Musk is on here, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Girl
Go
got
ahead.
13 iPad. Well, I'm just saying, so the name Larry Hoover, like we've heard this name. It's been synonymous with rap, it's been synonymous with pop culture. Even in the
Mm-hmm.
article that we're looking at, it talks about Kanye West and Chance the Rapper making reference to Larry Hoover, because we know that he is one like he is one of the most illustrious gang leaders that we know, at least for our generation.
Right.
And one of the things that really jumped out in the article.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, son. I need the microphone. One of the things that really jumped out in the article, it says the judge once called Hoover one of the most notorious criminals in Illinois' history. But in recent years, his
Mm.
attorney argued that Hoover, now in his 70s, he's been rehabilitated. Attorney Jones,
Thank.
they're saying
Yeah.
he's been a gang leader. He's been illustrious. He's been notorious. But now they're saying he's a changed man, right? And this is this is something that we oftentimes hear when people get locked up. There's always the plight or the debate, like, I've changed, I'm different. But
Mm.
do we take that with a grain of salt? What
I mean, how long he been in there?
Oh man, I had an art. He been behind the wall for a little bit.
Oh,
He
spent
been
nearly.
behind.
Oh, right here it says spent nearly 30 years in. Oh well, he spent 30 years in solitary confinement. I mean, 30 years. I hope you change.
I mean, I'm not saying
I
people can't
hope so.
change. I'm I mean, 30 years will change you, if nothing else, in physical appearance. Okay,
30
but
years in prison. I really hope you have changed. I really hope so.
oh man,
Yeah, so you're challenging an age-old idiom, right? A
Mm-hmm.
leper never loses his spot. Do we really
mm,
believe that? Do we believe, do we really believe that once someone shows you who they are, believe them? Do
mm,
you really believe that? Or
Mm-hmm.
do we believe in transformation? Do we believe in redemption? Now, in a case like this, the president commuted the sentence of this man, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we have to understand really what that means. The person still remains guilty of the crime.
Mm-hmm.
The person still have a conviction on their record. All of
mm-hmm,
that. The only thing happening here is the punishment is shorter. So how
Mm.
hmm.
much of the benefit is this if you got 3 life sentences in prison and we shorten it to 1 life sentence and you still in prison?
Right.
Okay,
Right. Yeah.
so a commutation is different than a pardon. He didn't get pardoned; he got commuted. It doesn't erase
Mm.
the conviction. So when these kind of things happen, we have to read beyond the headlines and look into the small print and the details
That's
of what's really
right.
going on.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the president's political move to make himself look good to a certain segment of voters. We just got to be more critical and analytical in our thinking, because these
Mhm.
moves oftentimes are political. They are oftentimes, it's kind of like somebody in business, always be closing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always be
Mm.
selling, right? Well, when
Uh-huh,
somebody is
uh-huh.
an elected official, they're always running to be reelected. Even though we can't be
Uh,
reelected, they're always running to be popular. They're
mm-hmm.
always running to do what's gonna to feed the masses. So those are my thoughts there, right off the top. Producer Britt, take it away.
Nice. Okay, Jonathan. Yeah, I know. I mean, like you said, he's been, in songs, and that's kind of how I know him. But as far as anything else it goes, I mean, 30 years. I mean, I guess I hope you change. That's all I can really say. I know you
Yeah.
knew more about this article than I did, but we'll see.
Well, yeah, I mean, so even in hoping that he changed, and y'all, I'm over here wrestling this 2-year-old. But the article even went on to say, we know that Governor Pritzker believes in rehabilitation, redemption, and transformation, and he's done all of that. Hoover Jr. said. So they're really leaning into the fact of, and I know, Dad, I know you talked about this before. When it comes to the court of law, people are the outside population leans on emotion a lot of time, and we're swayed by the
Mm-hmm.
emotion. But at the end of the day, just what you said, the fact of the matter still stands. This man did commit these crimes. He's been charged for these crimes. So has he been rehabilitated? Has he not? This is going to stand in the court of law for them to ultimately make that final decision. So I pray a change has happened. I pray something has moved forward. But to your point, if you were charged for 200 years, and then that's reduced to to 3 life sentences, you still looking at multiple life sentences behind bars. But
Yeah.
that does look good. It sounds good to
Yeah,
a
it
certain
looks
community.
good, but
Oh,
it's
Larry
yeah,
Hoover. Yeah, that sounds good to a community. But at the same time,
they ain't really
what are
doing
you what are
nothing.
you really doing? Yeah, what is
Yeah,
that really doing for us?
exactly. Okay, and
Okay.
last but not least, I know we don't have a full update, but just the importance of taking the emotion out of the law, Dr. Jones. Can you just touch on that with this Diddy case and all the sectors and emotions that are feeding into it, and people are casting opinions off this and that. We just want facts.
Yeah, show me the facts. I like to say to people, if you want to make a decision, get the facts first.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if you want to release your faith to believe in something one way or the other, release your faith. And then after that, let your feelings flow. And then your behavior or your decision will follow. Fact, faith, feelings, just deal with those things. But you got to have the facts first.
Mm-hmm.
When you go in, the reason why this rule is, she who has herself as an attorney has a fool for an attorney, or
Mm-hmm.
he who has himself as an attorney has a fool for an attorney. That's a proven adage that still holds true today. Why? If you're representing yourself, you're going to get emotional, and you're going to get in your feelings. And when you
Mm-hmm.
get
Mhm.
emotional and into your feelings, then your feelings are going to come first. You're going to get cloudy on the facts, and foolishness is going to follow. You're
Mm-hmm.
just
Mhm.
going to do some foolish stuff, right? So in the Diddy case, we have to realize that the prosecution has to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. And the
Mhm.
prosecution is pitching to the jury. They're constantly pitching to the jury. And if they can destroy the credibility of a defendant or a
Mm-hmm.
victim, if they can
Mhm.
destroy their credibility, if they can make them look bad, if they can bring in the drama and the emotions and
Mm-hmm.
all of that is being pitched to the jury. But at the end of the day, we have to still step back, and if it don't fit, you have to acquit. You
Mm.
got to look at the facts in order to come to the conclusion, regardless of how bad and ugly it looks. And that's exactly what's going to happen here in the Diddy trial, because at the end of the day, someone's life is on the line.
Well, well said. Jonathan, you got anything?
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the things that is like tricky, and even like with, and I keep going this analogy of like the presidential election, because we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing what's happening on social media, and we're like, oh wow, this person's definitely going to win, and then when the results come out, it's the complete opposite. Because
Oh
if
yeah.
we're just following the case and we're just following the trial from Instagram, and we're watching these people pop out these Diddy memes, and we
Right.
even go on Hulu. I was looking at Hulu the other day. Producer Britt, they probably got about 4 different Diddy documentaries up, and I'm like, what in the
That's
world
so
is
crazy how they
going
do
on?
that
I'm
stuff
like,
so fast.
this wasn't
Yeah.
even a thing before, but they still have to go in the courtroom, and then they still have to have this trial, and
Mm-hmm.
and let's not be silly. You know, Diddy has a qualified legal team. Okay,
Oh
like
yeah.
let's exactly. So people can say whatever they want to do or do what they want to do outside, but once we get in the courtroom, then this is when things really it's really gonna go in between them lines. So
Yeah.
that's just my thought here.
Well said. Well said. Dr. Jones, you got anything else?
Yeah, if you ever want to understand the law,
Mhm.
follow the money trail.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Follow the money trail.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we see all the attention and all the noise and the conversations around Diddy's case, Mr. Diddy's case,
Mm-hmm.
there's money to be made. There's messaging. It boils down to money, and money plays a large role. And if he didn't have a great legal team, he would
Mm-hmm.
really be in trouble. But money enables him to do that.
And then producer Britt, I want to hop in on this. I want to hop in on this one last thing.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I was looking at a. I was actually.
Oh,
Oh,
you
oh
sound
wow,
like
is that me? Oh
somebody is
no.
interfering with you. Oh,
Oh, can you hear me? We're good.
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. The people they don't want us to get the information out. They don't want us to get this information out to the people.
Come on,
But
man. Come
but I was watching this interview, an old interview of Bill Cosby being interviewed by Jesse Jackson,
on.
and in this conversation they were just talking about the way that media really goes, and they
Hmm.
said Bill Cosby was saying that when people would come out and he would try to tell them about the positive things that they're doing and the changes and the education that they have taken place, he said they don't care about that. He said the first thing they asked me was your dad was an alcoholic, right? And he was like, we're not going to talk about that. That has nothing to do with anything. And
Right.
I just want to bring that to the forefront, because even now people are going to bring out stuff that's irrelevant. They're going to bring out stuff from 20 years, 30 years, whenever, and they're just going
Mm-hmm.
to dwindle in and tie in other things that have no relevance here in this case,
Right.
but they're going to try to drag it and twist it to ultimately for the benefit of clickbait.
Of
So
clickbait.
yeah, man, we got a lot to see here. We got a lot to see here. Day 11 of the trial, man, and it's not
Yeah,
slowing down.
yeah.
Not
Well,
slowing
yeah,
down,
yeah.
man.
That was yesterday. So today's day 12. But
No
guys,
different, no
thank
different.
you so much for joining us for the law talk portion of it. And Jonathan, can you give your dad's information, please? Yeah, I think you
For
hopped
sure,
off.
for sure. So if you're ever in pain, phone Fred first.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to you can find him at Fred Jones Esquire on Instagram, Fred Jones Esquire, and we'll make sure to have his information also down in the show notes. So if you have a legal concern, or if you're in pain, you need some legal guidance, then you want to phone Fred first. So yeah, y'all, this is what we're doing on Thursdays. We have our panel. We got a panel on Thursday where we're doing
You
law
love
talk.
saying panel. That is
I
so
do like saying it.
crazy.
I like saying it. I don't
Oh
know
my
why.
gosh. Okay, y'all. So I went out of town. I went out of town last Thursday, but I went and I saw that Saint. I don't know if you know St. Louis recently just had a tornado.
I've heard about it. I heard
So
about it.
they
Yeah.
had a tornado, and I went by and I saw the aftermath of that. So we're gonna take a
Man.
quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'll show you some pictures, and I'll also explain to you what FEMA is doing to these people right now, Jonathan. But
Oh my
stay
goodness.
tuned, and we'll be right back with more Speaker Success in the morning.
Are you a new or budding entrepreneur looking to set your business up for success? Profit Mode is here to help you navigate your entrepreneurial journey with expert education and services. From tax planning and bookkeeping to selecting the right business structure, Profit Mode has you covered. They'll even educate you on how to properly set up your business for building credit so you can grow with confidence. Profit Mode's mission is to provide you with the tools and guidance you need to establish a solid foundation for your business. Whether you're just getting started or you're ready to take the next step, we're here to support your goals. Let Profit Mode help you turn that entrepreneurial dream into a reality with the knowledge and services to back it up. Your success starts with the right foundation. Contact Profit Mode today to get started. All right, all right, all right, family. Welcome back to Speak Your Success in the Morning. We are currently 49 minutes after the hour. And just like we were saying on Thursday, every Thursday, we have our law talk with attorney Fred Jones, my father. And there he goes. There you go with your hat on. Okay. Looking like your dad, looking like my granddad, Daddy Mose with that hat on, man.
That's funny.
I hear
Okay,
you loud
so
and clear.
okay, copy that. So, I went to St. Louis. My family's from St. Louis. I'm from St. Louis. And St. Louis recently just had a tornado. And thank God none of my family or friends or anyone that we know were affected by this. But I just want to show you some pictures and just tell you, what FEMA is not doing.
Mm,
Um not doing for these people, for this community out here. So just all the brick and all the rubbish.
wow,
Yeah, it's really bad. It was so sad. It was really sad to see. But
man.
I had to make some time to talk about it. So obviously the blue tarp, is they don't have a roof right there. I was just trying to.
Mm,
St. Louis is not the most best scenery. It doesn't have the best
okay.
scenery already. So a
Yeah,
tornado going through it, makes it
man,
even worse. Yeah,
that's
this one
rough.
was. Yeah,
This is
yeah,
tough. I mean, even as you're going through this, I'm just reminded of like when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, and
mhm.
the crazy thing, producer Britt, like you talking about FEMA not doing what they need to do. Crazy thing is, even if you go to some parts of New Orleans and some parts of Louisiana now, some stuff still has never
I know.
been been touched.
That's so
So
crazy.
uh, that is
So,
wild. That is
FEMA's
wild.
going around assessing all these buildings and um this one was really bad. Assessing all these buildings and they putting these stickers on there, these notes and saying, like, done, it's not it's not they're not able to live in it and they're
Mm.
just condemning that it's you got to find somewhere else to go. And I'm glad that you brought up Hurricane Katrina because y'all are from Louisiana.
Yeah, how did put
Yeah.
that man? That's heartbreaking though, because yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a pink sticker, but now you're now putting people
Yeah.
and bodies and individuals in a position as if they're just a number, and
Yeah.
you're people are uprooting. And how do you find somewhere else to live when you've lived here for God knows how long? So,
And Dr. Jones, something that else that happened is that my the siren goes off, but the siren went off after the tornado was over. And
mm,
so in the
Jesus,
tornado, 5 people died. But they were just saying, like, the news was just saying, heavy rain, severe thunderstorm. And no one knew that there was a tornado until there was a tornado. And then no one heard the siren till after the tornado was over. And I was just like, who knows what could have happened if these people were warned before, those 5 individuals. But I mean, just a horrible situation because it's like, how are people supposed to be warned about stuff if the siren goes off after? I mean, that just drove me crazy right there. It's crazy.
my,
Yeah.
yeah, man,
But yeah, and then just all this rubbish. Yeah. This is a church. Yeah.
wow,
Mhm.
wow. Dad, no, we have some. Do we still have family in St. Louis? I know there was some family that we had.
Yes, we still have family in St. Louis. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Several families in St. Louis area. But of course, I know they're all well.
Mm. Mm. Great. Yeah, and this was like looking down up on a hill. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to bring some awareness to this tornado that happened in St. Louis because that's where I'm from, and thank God my family wasn't affected or any friends, and also your family and your friends as well. But yeah, FEMA is not giving any of these people money. They're just telling them they gotta go. And then another thing, Jonathan and Dr. Jones, they most of these people don't have renter's insurance, don't have insurance.
Oh
So
no,
that's another oh, my little baby here,
Jesus.
sorry. That's another that's another situation that they have to deal with as well, is that they ain't got no insurance. They ain't got no
Mm,
insurance.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoo,
I know.
Jesus.
So
That's
tough.
a
It's
lot to
tough right
process.
now.
That's a lot to
My
process through.
my uncles are twins. I know one of they're both doing something for the community. One of them is in the 100 Black Men. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes.
Those are that's an amazing organization, and they've popped up all over the country,
Okay, so
all
he's
over the
in
country.
that. He's in the St. Louis chapter. And
Mm,
so they went out with their steel toe boots and they, pulled stuff together and cleaned up the city. And my other uncle's doing stuff. My grandma's going to go down and help with donation. I mean, help with donations and just give away, what she can. So,
mm.
yep, if you're out there in St. Louis, if you know someone, I know that I can get you connected with the right person if you need to. So definitely reach out to me at producer Britt
Mhm.
or Speaker Success Media on Instagram. And if you want to donate or just reach out, if you have any information that you want to share, I can definitely connect you to the right people. So thank you.
That's what's up.
And Jonathan, I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, we'll get ready to close this thing out for the final word. Yeah, and just like I was saying a little bit earlier, didn't drop the website for you all, but if you're in pain, you want to phone Fred first, and y'all can get in contact with Attorney Jones at fredjoneslaw.com. That website is fredjoneslaw.com. But family, this is Speak Your Success in the Morning, and we're here every Monday through Friday. And the word that I have for you just today, just in light of what producer Britt just showed us and shared with us, today, I want you just to check on somebody. Just check on somebody. If they come in your head, then send them a text, give them a call, but just check on somebody today, because we don't know what people are going through. We don't know where they are in their life. We don't know what they may be facing right now or what they could be celebrating right now, right? So just check on somebody today. That's going to be my final word before we get ready to get out of here. But y'all, this is Speak Your Success in the Morning. And if you enjoyed this content, make sure to hit the thumbs up so YouTube knows that you also enjoy it. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not. Okay, you can just go ahead and type in Speak Your Success Media and you will find us there. All right, family, until next time, I'm Jonathan Jones. That's producer Britt. And as well for the Speak Your Success Media team. Family, remember, speak your success, believe in your greatness, and continue to create the life and business of your dreams. Why should you and why would you live any other